If you see anybody who have crossed 10 years in marriage, you are seeing wisdom personified. No man full of foolishness can survive marriage for 8 months. There is a place for wisdom. That wisdom is not just the earthly, sensual, carnal wisdom. This wisdom is gleaned from God's instructions and word. When a man sits down, a woman sits down and begin to search from Genesis to Revelation what God has said concerning a wife, what God has said concerning a husband, and such a person begins to glean wisdom and then fashion his marital life according to those instructions. Listen to me. If you are not doing what God has said, your marriage will suffer. That's why when you see any marriage that is about to crash, you are seeing two people who are some way, somehow going contrary to God's wisdom that he has laid down for two people to live successfully and peacefully. It will take wisdom for you to know that the marriage bed is honorable and should not be defiled. When it comes to marriage, I'm very passionate because many people are throwing into the face of God what he has said and yet trusting him to build a marriage. When people divorce, it's not the divorce that God will judge them on. No, God will not judge you because you divorced. He will judge you on the fact that you didn't do what he had to do that led to divorce. So you keep on maltreating your wife or maltreating your husband and you think that God is happy watching you. And I won't divorce. I won't divorce. Yet you keep on maltreating the woman and maltreating the man. And you think that it is only divorce that God hates. No, that one is not God's real concern. His concern is the fact that he said that love your wife as yourself, that you have refused not to love. Submit to your husband as the church submits to Christ, that you have refused not to submit. You have been disobeying him from day one. Then it led to about 3 years when the divorce papers were signed. And you think that God's problem will be where the divorce papers were signed. It started from when you rejected every counsel of his concerning marriage. And some of us have rejected it for many years. There is a place for wisdom. There's a place for wisdom. If you don't have it, don't enter into marriage. Take your time. Go and study the wisdom of God before you enter. Yes, I'll bear more. There are many of us right now, as it stands now, age-wise, you are ready for marriage. But wisdom-wise, you need 5 years more. Your principles in life and how you think and how you govern your life and the way you have not retained God in your knowledge and you have not retained the instructions of God in your way of life, you need another 5 years to sit down and know God's whole counsel about staying with the woman or God's own counsel about staying with the wife before you go in. If you miss the place of wisdom, I tell you, your marriage will be hell. There is a time you don't feel like laughing, but you have to laugh. Those things come out of a deep understanding into the instructions and the revelations and the counsels that God has brought to us. There are some of you, your wife is misbehaving. It's not a devil. You just don't know the right way of living. No matter how a woman loves you, it's never complete until there is a little substance. There can never be peace in the house until God has blessed you with something. You can marry a woman archbishop, you still need substance. Everybody must trust God to bless you with substance. When no hearing anti-former for 5 years, at the 6 years you will fight for a car. A dying castle. Year 2 omu. Bema si ene ma menkotena. Oba si ene meko mebusu afie. Okoduru wa yesi bema woni dan. Obe ware no. You are convincing. E wa yesi for Banen Sabra. That was the end. And our rainy boy. A dying home, rent. Every woman needs a little money for their love to be complete. As a pastor, I feel it when situations come before me. That's why I'll lead you to pray such a prayer. You think we don't want to sometimes be romantic, but without money there cannot be romance. Because I said, "Dear, can you say, send our baby, dear, but you are top best near the flowers, you see, near the best. Can you say, Yenimpa? Nanso dear, the bayano, anyone to me, I said, I am who see him. Most of the romantic stuff we know, but Yanyanekwa, as I said, did the baby send the panser. Or baby, so what the other would be better, me compo winning. You also need substance in the marriage. Bema show all along our who be said that bians who be bema neye. No better than nina untimi be man. Wonso who be our real be brave. I tell you, Sikasem count. When we hear him, when we hear him. Because Otoshu Mawa or no so expect slippers. When you told you, man, who said, Upe, suit, Upe, me could do a year that be our shame, a be a takran. We all need substance. This year, God will give you a juicy job for the sake of your marriage. God will bless the work of your hands. I said, God will bless the work of your hands. I said, God will bless the work of your hands.